Hello and welcome to the Vodcast, your one-stop shop for everything streamer and content creation related. Without further ado, welcome to episode 1 and let's get right into it. Hello, welcome onto the show.
Hi, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
It's going good. How are you doing? How you feeling?
Very nervous.
Very nervous. That is to be expected. You are the first official guest onto the show. So, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So, I guess we can get right into it here. I lost my questions. This is great.
Uh-oh.
Where did they go? Um, okay. All right, let's get the first question here. Okay, so my first question I have for you, well, is starting out streaming. What was that like for you? Why did you start streaming?
So, um, I guess when I first started out, I was mainly a watcher. It was right around like when COVID hit and we were all at home and there was like nothing to do. And also right around when the Dream SMP was kind of coming out. So I watched a lot of those people. That was like kind of my first introduction to like streaming.
Mhm.
Um, and I was watching specifically Tommy Innit, and there was one stream that he did where he was like, if you ever think about streaming and like you're wanting to get into it and like you think that it would be a cool thing to do, just go for it. Just do it. Like what do you have to lose? And I was like, you know what? That's a really I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do
Um,
it.
yeah. So that's
Well,
kind of how I started out.
yeah. Well, and I think a lot of people definitely looked towards finding that kind of hobby in streaming when COVID hit, and to have those
Yeah,
kind of inspirations with the Dream SMP coming out, and people like, I can do that. Why not? It was
exactly.
definitely a big thing at that specific time, and it still is a big thing, but at that point in time, it was massive for people to start going, and it was a great time to get recognized and, like, grow, obviously.
Definitely, yeah. And also, it was a very important thing as well because you had like the ability to connect with people when it was so hard to connect in person. I think it just kind of helps you like, stay in contact with people even if it's like new people that you haven't really met before coming into your chats and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's a great way to stay in contact with people. So, you're in COVID, you're starting streaming. What
Mhm.
where did the Lala pirate brand come from?
Well, it's kind of weird to explain. I have this like really good sense of navigation. Just like I can sort of sometimes feel like the cardinal directions. Which I was like, that's a piratey thing to be able to know exactly where you are at all times. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be a pirate. Um,
You're
and
gonna
I
be a
also just in general, I think that the concept of piracy is a little bit interesting. Not
Mhm.
all the bad stuff, just the cool stuff.
Just the good stuff, not the
Yeah, yeah.
robbing and plundering and
Yeah.
yeah.
A and then, like, further for my stream specifically, I keep sort of like a bee theme going on because I just really like bees and plants as well. So I kind of have like a split.
Yeah. Well, and so you got the pirate brand. Where'd the name come from?
The name has been a long time like username, I guess, that my family came up for me when I was super duper young. So it's sort of my initials. My family has always called me like La and Lala and Lolly.
Mm,
um, so it just kind of carried over. It seemed right to keep it when I started streaming.
yeah, totally. So you got your brand, you have your reason for streaming now. Was your main game always like your streaming game, was it always Minecraft or does it start out different?
No, it's always been
It's
Minecraft.
always been
That's
Minecraft.
been my main game.
I know you mentioned the Dream SMP, so I was like, well, maybe Minecraft's always been the main game.
It has, yeah. So that was kind of the only I started out on a laptop. Um,
Mhm.
so that was like the only game that I had that would run that like I knew about at the time. So I used to like make little servers with friends that I knew, and I didn't actually do solo worlds all that much, but I guess a lot of it was kind of just solo building streams in Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, and Minecraft's always much more fun when you have people to play with, so it's a lot harder to create content on your own, I guess, is what I should say. It's so much easier to bounce off of other people
Definitely, yeah,
when
yeah.
especially when streaming, because you have to constantly be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Can't edit anything out.
That is something that, yeah. The need for constant entertainment is something that I've had to learn, and it has been a very slow process. Like I don't know how it is for most people online, but I use the online world as a way to talk to people because I have struggles like talking to people in the real world.
Mhm.
Um, so like especially when starting streaming, like being on like basically a stage
Oh, yeah.
in your own stream, just having to keep that up, it can be stressful, but it works out.
Well, it's also sometimes much easier to be more entertaining when you can I don't wanna say hide, but be a different persona. Like, you don't have to necessarily be yourself in the on stream. You can be a pirate or a steampunk man. You don't necessarily need to be a just another person. You can be whoever you wanna be online, and so I think it's much easier to
Definitely.
be yourself even, because nobody's, like you don't see people can judge you, but you don't know. Nobody knows the difference.
Hmm.
So it's always much easier to, I think, be more entertaining on stream than it sounds, just because of you don't necessarily have to worry about people judging you because you don't know.
Yeah, you can choose exactly the parts that you want to show that like, you know, in my opinion, that's like your true self is
Oh, yeah. The parts you choose to show are
I think
normally
some would
your true
disagree.
colors. Some would definitely disagree. Some would say, "No, people only show the parts they want to show, that's dangerous." But
Yeah.
then you look at the other people on the other hand who thrive online because they only have to show the parts that they wanna show. And normally, most of the time, that's the people who thrive are the people who get to be themselves, and
Hmm.
it's a nice change of pace from the real world.
It's comforting.
It's comforting, yeah.
Yeah.
So, obviously, when we first started talking, you mentioned Tommy Innit and Dream SMP, but if that wasn't, what was your main inspiration for your content that you create now, slash your streams that you do now, stuff like that?
Um, Aside from that, I don't really know. I thank my like significant other for really getting me into gaming itself. Because when we first started dating, he would stream on Twitch. But like he didn't have any followers. He wasn't doing it to get followers. He was doing it so that I could watch the games that he was playing and kind of be
Mm,
involved.
yeah.
Um, which was also kind of fun. Um, so I think that that might be another inspiration, just because that's kind of what got me exposed to Twitch in the very start.
So,
Um,
before the exposure to Twitch, what in did you know, like, I can play games and stream them, or was that kind of a whole new concept to you?
that was pretty new.
You know?
Outside of that, I was just like hunting around for Minecraft servers and trying to make friends through that.
Yeah.
And then through streaming is when I actually really started connecting with a whole bunch of other wonderful content creators.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna jump down here a little bit.
Mhm.
For we kinda talked about being engaging and the your main game for streaming. What like, what do you use the most to keep yourself engaging and entertaining for your audience and the community you've built over time?
Um, that is a kind of a difficult one.
It you
I don't
never
really
think about it.
know. Yeah. I I I would love to say that I don't really use strategies cuz like my main goal whenever I'm streaming is just to be myself and that my community will enjoy that content
Oh,
because
yeah.
like that's me. Like that's what
Mhm,
I want to be putting out there. I would like people to enjoy my content for me, which
mhm.
that came out weird, but I think you understand what I'm trying to
I
say.
it you want people to enjoy the content for the content you produce being yourself, not necessarily anything
Right,
else.
like, I don't wanna have to use, like, clickbait titles to draw people in and,
Yeah,
like enticing people, bribing people, 'cause I've known streamers in the past to do that, and,
never
I feel
works out
like
very well.
yeah, it's so much more genuine. You create, like, a much better community that genuinely is there, like, because they enjoy the company, and
Yeah,
it's kind of a much better feeling when you know that it's not for some sort of, I don't know, bribe, I guess, for
bribes.
something else that they're getting out of your
You can
streams.
always tell the streamers and not even streamers, I keep saying streamers, but, just content creators in general who genuinely enjoy what they're doing, and the people who are just there for like, cash grab. If I get
Right,
this many
exactly.
followers, I can get paid and I can move on,
Mhm.
which isn't necessarily always the best thing.
Yeah. It's definitely more of a hobby than, like a, oh my gosh, what's the word?
Job,
Yeah, I was gonna say a side hustle, that's the word.
side hustle, yeah, that's a pretty good
Yeah.
word, yeah.
Thank you.
No, I feel like people who come into streaming wanting it to just be they wanna make money, they're not
Mhm.
going to succeed. The best way you can look at it is it's just a hobby, it's something that I enjoy doing, and maybe at some point along the way, I might make a few bucks at most. Like, you
Mhm.
can't look at it as, "I'm gonna do this just to make money." You have to really enjoy what you're doing and just have fun with it, and eventually along the way, maybe one day, you
Yeah,
could make
that
some
is
money off of
and it's exciting once you've reached that point,
it. It's
but
very exciting. It
when you
feels much more rewarding too.
that's what I was gonna say, when you do it, like, because you're enjoying it, it's so much more rewarding to know that, like, you haven't earned this because you, like not that you didn't try super hard, yeah, you've earned it because you were yourself. You've earned it
Yeah,
because, like, you've built up a community that enjoys what you do.
exactly. So, with building that community, you're bound to come with some negative comments or trolls when it comes to streaming. What is your how do you handle those types of people? Because obviously we create content that we love and enjoy, and then there's always that one person who wants to come along and mess it up or make a mean, rude comment about it. What
Y
how do you handle those types of situations?
I've been very fortunate to actually not experience a lot of that.
Mhm.
A few times when it's happened, it's sort of just kind of laughing it off and making it into a joke. But for the most part, it's not really like negative comments. It's more just weird. I
Okay.
I don't know if I'm how much I can talk about this, but I have one story from when I had like I don't know 10 followers. Would you like
Mhm.
me to
Of course,
go into
share,
the story?
please.
Okay. There was the very first, like, troll comment that I got, I will never forget this, is, some person came into my chat and told me that they like to drink goat pee, and that was just it. That was it was just such, like, a jarring comment. I just made it into a joke and then moved on.
Mm, that's interesting. I that's a new one, I haven't heard that one before.
Right? Like, what possesses someone to say something like that? But yeah.
Goat pee, interesting.
I think I told them that that was, like, a really, fascinating thing to say.
So interesting. Anyway, look at this cool build I made.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hmm, that's a new one, haven't heard that one before.
I hope you never do,
Yeah, I don't
for
know.
your sake.
Interesting. So, I don't even know how to move on
But
from that one. How do
sorry,
I
I'll
transition
say,
from
like,
goat
beyond that, I've also
Ugh.
been very lucky to have, like, a lot of very good friends that are, like, wanting to, I guess, see my chat be good, and so
Yeah,
I have a lot of people that I have, modded and stuff like that that
yeah,
are there pretty frequently to keep all of my chat safe.
I can transition from this one. Okay, so you talked about kind of having those friends that you help keep your chat safe, they help you moderate.
Mhm.
Thoughts on, like, collaborations? Because for those people who don't know that are listening, me and Lala play on the 2 servers now at this point. We play on Void Hunters, which is a modded Vault Hunters SMP, and Dragonfell, which is just a invite only Minecraft server that we make goofy content on. I don't know. And
Mhm.
with that, we do a lot of collaborations. So, what thoughts and feelings do you have towards collaborating with other streamers and doing those kind of content collaboration type events and stuff?
I absolutely love it. That is uh one of my favorite things about being on Dragonfell specifically. I've been on like really decent Minecraft servers in the past, but none of them have been really geared specifically towards content creation. Um, and so I think that it's one of the not easiest ways to get content, but it really is pretty easy to be able to like talk to other people while you're doing something. And
Right.
honestly, the things that you can create together is just amazing.
It really is amazing. And especially it's so much easier when everybody is geared towards creating content. It's
Yes,
so much fun when you do collaborations with other people who are also trying to create the best, most funniest content they can and have a good time with it. It's always a good time.
absolutely, yeah. And it makes it I don't know. I think it's funnier. I think it's more exciting, more enjoyable when you're doing things with other people versus
Oh
alone.
yeah. So with doing all these projects with other people, have you ever experienced what content creators call burnout, obviously, from your streaming? Or I just have you ever experienced burnout before?
Yes, definitely.
So
Um
how did you overcome that? And what was it? I'm curious when did it hit?
it hit in my first semester of my junior year of college.
Mhm.
Like, very specifically, very vividly. I just remember being super duper overwhelmed by everything that was going on in, like, my school life and online, and so I tried to schedule a couple of streams here and there, just to stay around, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I was kinda just not streaming all that much, and then I think one day I was like, "This is kinda unfair of me to build a community and say like I'm going to be there and make content and stuff and then just not be making content." So I was like, I have to come back because I feel like I owe it to my community that has been supporting me for so long.
That's a
Um
that's a really good way to look at it, actually.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, obviously, I'm not in college or anything, I'm still doing high school, but burnout is definitely, like, a real struggle that you can go through, and I don't necessarily experience burnout, but I have times where I'm just so busy that it's hard to produce content,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then I
it's
get back to it, and I'm like, I don't feel inspired anymore, but I stream anyway, and eventually I kinda get back into it.
exactly. You fall back into like this pattern,
Yep.
I think. Cuz at the end of the day it's something that you enjoy, which
Yeah.
is it's more of a hobby than it is like I don't know, a side hustle. I'll bring that back
Yeah.
up again.
It's not a side hustle. We gotta really nail that one into some people's brains, cause
Mhm.
man.
I know.
So, with all this being said, we've talked about burnout, we've talked about getting kinda what your brand was, we've talked about how you handle negative comments. With all that being
Mhm.
said, how do you what would be your best tips for someone who wants to do what we do?
Um, I would say the same thing that was said to me is if you wanna do it, just go for it.
Wanna do it,
Like,
just go for
there are bad things that can happen while you're streaming. Like, you can get troll comments and you can get, like, negative people coming in. But at the end of the day, if it's something that you want to do and it's something that you are enjoying, you're gonna be happy about it.
it. Yeah. I really like that.
Thank you.
I think that's
You
great.
should
So,
become a philosopher.
good philosopher, yeah. Completely pivot in your content creation, just immediately go to philosopher.
Right, yes,
This is how
yeah.
you do this. This is just like a
I just say,
20-minute
like
video on how you do this and the correct way to do it.
was gonna say, like, weirdly cheesy, like, quotations
Yep.
just constantly, yeah.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are interested in like the latest tech that people use for streaming, and you don't necessarily need the latest tech, right? You need
Yes.
like I run on a laptop and a monitor, and that's it. That's what I run on.
Mhm.
So at the beginning stage of your content, I know I heard you use a laptop. When
Yes.
you first started out streaming, what kind of like equipment did you have for streaming? Was it just like a headset and a laptop, and you clicked live, or what'd you get?
Um, when I first started out, I did not even have a I'm sorry, I didn't even have a headset. I was literally just on my laptop with, like, the laptop mic. I'm sure it sounded horrible. I have no record of this, and I wish I did, because I think it would be very, very funny to see, but it was just the laptop. I don't even remember what kind it is right now,
So
but
you start out with a laptop. What do you have now?
mhm.
What do you stream off
Right
of now?
now I have, oh gosh, I don't even know. What do you want, like, you want me to just list my specs? Like, I don't
You list
I
whatever you wanna list. I'm not gonna, like, insist you list this and this. I'm gonna so just what do you use, like, what obviously, you have a mic now. I'm assuming you're not
Yes.
running off of a laptop mic. What kind of do you have, like, the boom arm mic? Do you have just a headset? What are you working with on the mic sound aspect?
Right now I have a headset. It's Corsair. It has pretty
Sounds really
lights.
good.
Yeah. It
I
was the first one that I got, and I attached that to my laptop.
that works. So,
Um,
do you still run off a laptop, or do you have an actual PC
mm,
unit now?
no, I have a custom built PC.
Okay. I'm working
Um,
towards that now. It's a lot. They're not cheap.
it is
They are not cheap.
just when you budget lower than you think you want because you're gonna go over budget.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I'm told you need to get, like you need to get this, PayPal set up, you need to get donation stuff set up. I'm like, "That's all great and all, but I stream for the fun of it." Like, it all lends hand circles back around to streaming isn't about the money. Streaming and creating this kind of stuff is about just the fun of it and
Yeah,
having a good time with it. And I'm like, "That's
yeah.
all fine and dandy, but I could just, like, in a year go get a job and work my way towards it." Which
Mhm.
is
Yeah,
probably
I
what I
think
will
the
do.
tech upgrades oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the tech upgrades, like, for me, it was in order to get better games, because
Yeah.
Minecraft started to run bad. So,
How I'm sorry, I have to process that one for a second. How old does a computer have to be before Minecraft stops working?
it was also probably a lot of the server and
That's
trying to stream in addition to running Minecraft, it could get kinda laggy.
yeah, that's I guess that's true. The server we Dragonfell has a few mods on it now, I believe.
Mhm. I think so.
So, yeah. Okay, well, I have officially run out of questions, so we're gonna open it up to the live chatters now. If they have anything they wanna
Uh-oh.
kinda butt in, ask any questions, and I know I did not get prepare Lala for this part, but that's okay. Let's see
Uh-oh.
who
I don't have
yeah,
prepared answers.
you don't have to prepare, hell no. If any of the
Where's my
chatters have any
script?
questions, they're welcome to butt in, ask anything they want. Just type the, exclamation mark Q&A, I think it is, and then your question, and it should pop through. But while we wait, is there anything you would like to, shout out? If it's your channel or what it is, we'll link all of it on the screen once I go through editing, but is there anything you would like to shout out?
I don't think so. I mean, just my Twitch, I guess. I
Well,
stream. It's
go
kinda
follow
kinda my
Lala,
thing.
guys. Go follow Lala, people.
Thank you.
It's a fun time over there. I've gotten to sit in on exactly 1 stream, it's great.
Ah, yes. Wait, which one was it?
It was the one where okay, you remember when I was killing myself over and over again on Minecraft trying to get all the plushie heads.
Yes, I
It was that
do.
stream.
That was a pretty good one. I was
It
building
was
a
really
bridge.
you're building a bridge. Well, alright, we got one. We have one coming in,
Ooh.
perfect. Okay, perfect asks, what is your favorite part about being a part of the Dragonfell community?
Um, I think it's the feeling of, like, family, I guess. I don't know if, everybody else resonates with that on
I can resonate
Dragonfell,
with
but
that.
I feel like we're such, like, a good little community. I feel like I trust everybody that's there, and I know that everybody just kinda looks out for each other, which I really, really appreciate.
And we're all gonna be at Kansas City Comic Con, so come say hello.
Yes, yes.
You
I'm
wanna you
so
wanna meet
excited.
every you wanna meet the whole I'm so excited. That's gonna be great. Let's talk about that for a second.
Ooh, yes.
Let's talk about
Okay.
Comic Con. So obviously Dragonfell did not get the panel we wanted, which is disappointing. But
I didn't know. Okay.
you didn't know that? Oh, well,
I did not.
surprise.
Whoops.
Whoops. Well, surprise. We did not. They posted the panels. Dragonfell did not get the panels, sadly. But that does mean we get to focus more on the actual meeting of each other and the community we've grown over time. So what is the most exciting factor of that? Because obviously, I believe you've met Emmy before, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
So obviously, that's exciting. You get to meet your one of your best friends. I'm assuming best friend.
Yes. Safe
And
assumption, yes.
yeah, same assumption. I'm just like going to assume, but obviously, you've met them before. What is the most exciting part of this Comic-Con visit?
Um, I think it's kinda just, like, getting to know everybody in person. I do
Mm,
think we were talking before about how we put out there, like, sort of what we want to be seen online.
yeah,
While it's not super different from what's in person, I think that when you're in person, you get to see more of a person, partially because they're physically in front of you.
right.
But also like you get to see like little aspects of their personality, like facial expressions that you might miss
Yeah,
because you're talking over a voice chat.
right.
Um, just
Well,
the little things.
yeah. Well, like, I know I use my hands a lot when I talk, and I use facial expressions a lot when I
Yes.
talk, and I can't do that online as much. So it'll be exciting because 'cause you'll get to see my kind of chaotic personalities come through a little bit more. Because I talk with my hands a lot, and I
I've been
yeah.
wiggling this whole time, just like
You've
hands
been
all
wiggling.
over the place. I totally
Oh, you
understand.
don't understand. I have about 4 fidget toys in my lap right now, and I am talking with my hands, and I'm doing all these facial expressions. It's nothing new to me.
Nice.
But
I can't
so
wait. This is gonna be so good.
oh, it's gonna be so much fun, and I'm definitely excited to meet everybody. It's kind of setting in that, like, obviously everybody else is that's going to be there is an adult. They
Yes.
they're not in school, at least. I mean, Stu, if you know who Stu Man's Kitchen is, he's great.
Mhm.
He is in college, but that's not exactly the same. Like, when you're in college, you're technically an adult by that point.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kinda setting in that, like, I'm the only one there that's not an adult. And so I'm like, I wonder how this is gonna go."
If it helps, I think I'm one of the younger people, and, like, I've been thinking about the same thing. I'm like, "Man, everybody's, like they're
Older.
full adults." Like,
They're
they've
full
got
adults.
real jobs, like,
Yeah.
they pay taxes, like,
Huh?
and
They
know
pay
what they're doing
taxes.
when they pay taxes.
Ah, I don't wanna think about that. I don't wanna pay
Sorry,
taxes.
sorry.
Ah.
Jump scare.
Oh. No, but I I feel like so what I've noticed is the older people of Dragonfell kind of hang out and the younger group of Dragonfell hang out. And there's obviously I mean, there's always that collaboration between the 2 groups, but there's not as much collaboration as it is in the younger group and the older group,
Mhm.
or the adult group and the young adult slash me group. It's just I realize I said older, and I'm gonna get a lot of comments from
Yeah,
older
be
Dragonfell
careful
people
now.
now. I gotta be, "Oh."
Just
But
people
so
older than you, which
just people
refers to,
older
like,
than me is what
everybody.
I should say. I gotta clarify that one. But so it's very interesting how all that kind of rounded out together, and now we're all gonna kinda intermingle.
Yeah, I think it'll be Yeah, very exciting to see kinda how our group meshes now that we're gonna
Oh,
be in
yeah.
person. And
It's
also
going to
a
be
little bit
interesting.
nerve-wracking.
Just a little bit nerve-wracking, yeah. You have a bunch of people who are so used to communicating online, and all of a sudden you're gonna stick us in a room together, and we're just gonna sit there and be like, "So you wanna play Minecraft?"
Right?
We're all gonna
Is
pull up
anyone
a
bringing a
laptop.
setup? I gotta know.
I'm
The
sure
the
Rogue is.
laptop.
Just gonna pull up a laptop, connect it to a big screen, we're all start playing Smash Bros or something. That's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great. Do does anybody have a Switch? Can't you do that with a Switch now?
You can
Isn't
do that
that
with
a
Switch.
thing where you can connect it?
I have Smash Bros. I can bring a Switch.
Yeah.
Just be like, "Wanna play Smash Bros?" We all plug in our headsets, we're talking to each
I
other.
was thinking that in the chats.
Yep.
We meet up just to play more video games, but in person
Yep.
this time.
But in person.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I know Stu's not coming out, but I think it'd be funny if he just, like, appears one day. Like, "What's up, guy? I've been here the whole
Right.
time." Sounds like something he'd
He
do.
would say something like that.
He
Yeah.
would say something
Yep.
like that. Like, "Oh, I can't make it," and then he just is there. Will also be
Just
exciting
a
because 'cause we're gonna be at, like, a convention. We don't have to every nerd's dream to, like, not have to we even at a convention, we don't have to hide behind a screen because everybody there is the exact same, basically. We all have
right,
very similar
yes.
interests. We all like pirates or comic books or superheroes. Like, we're all there for the same reason, so it's going to be easier, I think, to not have to be like, "Oh, we're in person now. I have to not show this, and I have to not show this," because
I hope so.
we're all nerds and geeks and sci-fi
This is
lovers.
my
I don't know.
first convention,
This
so
is your
we'll see
first
how it goes.
convention?
Yeah.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm glad that I get to share this experience with everybody.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited. Well, obviously,
Did we say that
Friday
the
night, we're gonna have our meetup and kinda meet each other, and then Saturday, we're all gonna go to the convention, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Did we
I'm
say
looking
the
forward to
date
it.
already?
I don't
Is that important?
know, and if we did, I'm not gonna share it on here.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's I don't know if we have dates. We do, yeah, actually, yeah, we do. Here they are. I'll send them to you after this.
But no, I just didn't know because if we're saying that we're open to
People,
yeah.
I believe we're open to the public on Saturday. That Saturday at certain points. I don't wanna share anything else just in case I don't want Rogue to come after me. He's like, "Why
I
did you say
definitely
that?"
talked about it earlier. Oops.
Oops. Yeah, I don't know
Mm,
100%. I just know Saturday's convention day that we're doing, so coolio. With that, is there any final things you would like to share?
um, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Uh, bees are cool.
These are cool.
Piracy is cool, and plants are cool. That's what I got.
Yes,
Yep.
pirates are cool,
Not
plants are
not
cool.
all of piracy.
Not all of piracy, just the good parts.
Yes, just the good parts.
We do not support pirating and plundering other people's treasure.
Just boats and navigation. That's
Just
that's
boats and
it.
navigation. Boats and navigation are cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, I know this is going to be an hour. This has been half an hour, but we covered the questions a lot faster than I thought we would.
Are there more
Oh,
questions?
I don't
Do you have
know.
any more?
Does chat have any more questions they'd like to ask? I'll leave it open for another 5 minutes. We can figure out something to chat about. What else do we
Okay.
have coming up? Um. So,
How is
oh,
oh,
go ahead.
no, 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 you go right ahead.
So I know we had, and I can kind of reveal this now. I know we had talked about doing some D&D stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, you wanna talk about that? So with the D&D stuff, how how do I rephrase it? How experienced are you in the field of I don't want to say D&D itself. How experienced are you in the field of acting out a character per se?
Not at all experienced. I
Not at
am
all.
actually doing my very first campaign ever. I've made so many characters though.
You made some. Oh, I'm gonna have to see some of those later.
Okay.
'Cause I have fallen in love with the idea of creating stories and creating characters to go in the like, I love writing,
Mhm.
and so I enjoy and I do theater, I do acting, I do choir, I do all that, so I've fallen in love with that aspect of it, so finding other people who enjoy creating characters and things is always fun.
Yeah, I can do characters and personalities, I cannot do voices.
You don't necessarily need to do a voice, though, like, I'm I'm quite good at voices, I know Stu's quite good at voices, but you don't necessarily need to do voices, you can make your character have your voice. And it no
That's
one
true.
questions it because it's your character, they don't know the difference.
True, true, true.
And I
It
think
has I have, a lot of different personality ideas.
oh, yeah, that it's gonna be great, it's gonna be great. I think I want to do that during the springtime is what I'm thinking. So we
That
could
would be exciting.
look out for that maybe, I don't know. I got a we got a few things that we gotta set up, but it's gonna be really cool. And you were beginning
Sweet.
to say something before I cut you off.
I don't even remember.
Alrighty.
Um, do you mind me asking, do you know, like, what the roster is gonna be for the D&D thing? Or, like, can we not
D&D thing?
reveal that yet? Yeah.
I can reveal you, and I can reveal Emmy, and I can reveal Stu.
Okay, cool.
'Cause I know you 3 have said yes.
Okay,
Do not
gotcha.
remember if the other person has solidified their agreement.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
So
cool.
I can reveal you 3 though, and it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be cool.
Got a good group
Got a good
so
group, yeah.
far.
I think it's a good mix of people who can, like, do voices and really enjoy the acting with the people who enjoy, like, the character creation and the backstory stuff to it. I think
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be I think it's a good group to explore it with.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and close the Q&A thing because boop. Okay. With that,
Alright.
I thank you for coming onto the show. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I I will talk to you probably in like an hour or two because now I want to talk. I have things I want to talk about. um, but for those of you who want to go find out who Lala is more and wanna and think they're really cool because they are really cool. Go check out their Twitch. I'll give a little shout out here for anyone watching the stream. Oh, so like that? Did I do it right? Aha! If you're watching the
Yee.
stream and you wanna go find out who Lala is, you probably should, they're really cool. If you're not watching the stream, there'll be a link down below on the podcast channel, so go check them out. They do cool stuff on Dragonfell, and I'll probably be on there at some point. I normally do goofy stuff, and if their stream
Sweet.
says open, you best bet I'm gonna go mess with them. With that, I thank you. I tip my hat to you. Thank you for coming on to the show,
Thank you, thank you.
and you'll keep your role for the entire year on the Discord channel. So that's kind of cool.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, you're part of the first roster, so you get it for the year, and then next year the roster will clear and the new people come in.
That's exciting.
And maybe you'll be back with Emmy at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Secret
Maybe.
things. Maybe, maybe. Anyway, thank you for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and leave
Thank
the call.
Okie dokie. Enjoy your
Okie
stream.
dokie. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.